Let's back up a little bit. You guys mentioned that you met in college. I'd like to get kind of not just hear about you guys meeting each other and all of that, but I'd love to hear when you guys knew when you kind of lined up musically, because you guys are just, the chemistry is off the charts when you're all on stage. When did you guys kind of learn that was a thing with each other?
When Crystal put me in a headlock and said, "You're gonna play for me, boy." No.
Pretty much every show, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Like,
She said,
yeah,
learn
before-
something other than Thunderstruck, gosh darn it.
Yeah, that was right. Crystal was like, "Oh my gosh, you know AC/DC's one song." No, I'm kidding. It was actually pretty instant. So a mutual, how it worked is we knew of each other, but we didn't really know each other that well. We were in a performing group in our college, and a mutual friend of ours kind of paired us up. He wanted us to play for his brother's wedding, and he was like, "Listen, she sings, you play piano. You guys do this song that I've written for my brother." We're like, "Okay, cool." And so it was kind of instant. Like, we were just playing piano and stuff at our college rehearsal room, and we had the same set of influences and had the same kind of likes and all that sort of thing. And I think it was probably, I don't know, a few weeks or so after that, we were already writing songs and stuff.
Wow.
And recording things. So it was pretty instant.
Yeah, for me as a girl, as a female, I think some of us girls like are born ready to find our husband and have a family. Like, some of us just have that in us, you know? And I think for me, the experience was a little bit different. Like, I walked into the rehearsal room and Will started playing the piano, and I was picking out wedding dresses. I was like, I could wear, you know.
Wow.
I just knew. And I think that has kind of stayed with us, is the enjoyment of just making music together and working it out. And it's just always, it was there. It's what united us. And, you know, sometimes even as we're going through, you know, rough patches, it's like, oh, we got to get it on stage and make music together. And it's been a constant. It's been there from the very beginning, and it's never went away.
Yeah. Just to be clear, I didn't pick out any wedding dresses for me. Just to be clear. So.
He didn't.
Well, I want to see the ones that Crystal picked out for you, personally.
Well,
let's talk about
that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, it truly is. We'll plan that one later. Let's talk about the early songwriting between y'all. Was there a lot of kind of patience between y'all as you learned each other creatively at first?
I wouldn't say there was this is just me. I wouldn't say that there was at first.
Sorry.
You're right there. Crystal's slinging a rod over here. I don't think there was a lot of that at first, but when we really started kind of taking things a little more seriously, I think we kind of had to, in my opinion, you have to develop kind of disciplines and stuff, whether you know it or not. Like, no one was sitting over our heads going, okay, you have to be disciplined about this and do this. So when we first started stuff, it was just kind of like just flowing, whatever. There wasn't a reason we were writing. We were just sort of coming together and just writing stuff. And then we actually started writing things that we felt like we actually could do something serious with or record. Then it becomes a little more of a discipline. And then along the way, you know, we met people who were way better than we would ever be, and you kind of osmosis information from them and just kind of see how they work and see how things happen and stuff like that. So it was, at first, probably it was just kind of more of a just natural reaction thing, and then as time goes on, you know, there's still that, but there's also a bit of discipline I feel like you have to kind of insert along the way, just so you can actually get something done. Because there's that old saying, you know, nothing reinforces creativity like a deadline. And so when you know you have to write something for that, you're going to get it done.
Yep.
For me, I was way more caveman. I was like, me sing, you play guitar, you know.
Yeah.
Let's
We
do
could
this.
have just gone with that answer.
But no, I think for me, like, it's been I think it's good. We're a little bit different, like how we approach some things and how we approach life. And I mean, obviously he has a beard. I don't, you know, but I do. I think there's some differences. And I think that those differences coming together help the song. They help the writing. Mm-hmm. And there'll be times, you know, especially since Will is he's a very proficient musician. For all of those who are listening that have never heard Will pick up a guitar. God. Yeah, he's just amazing. Even this guy, we did this show in Groover, Texas. And And this guy, I was like, so what did you think? He goes, well, I play guitar. And I said, oh, well, what did you think? Didn't you enjoy Will's playing? And he said, kind of don't want to play guitar anymore after watching him play. That's what he
Yep.
said. And I said, oh. So I think, it's easy to, as well, to write with someone who has a good ear that can follow the melody lines you're creating and can add. And Will always tells people, he's like, I like the guy at the end, that throws the pizza that's already made in the oven. But it's more than that to me, in my perspective. That's from his perspective. But I just think it's great to be with people who compliment you as you write songs. And I really feel like that's kind of how we work together, is he thinks of it musically. And sometimes I think of it more emotionally. And then bringing all those together makes great songwriting, co-writing.
Yeah, it's about knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses too, right? And being
Yeah.
able to kind of formulate your art around those things as well. And I feel like probably the longer you're together, the longer you're writing, the more you're aware of those things, right?
Yeah, and I think the bolder we get too, because when I was first like in love and all giddy, like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then you get married and you start writing more together, and now I'm much more probably opinionated than I used to be back then. Because I'll hear something in my head, and because Will's such a proficient musician, he's like, girl, like, what do you mean? What do you? And I'm like, it's kind of like this, like, da-da-da-da. He's like, okay, that doesn't work. Like, what is the rhythm you're doing here? And I'm like, I don't know. I just go back to caveman. Me sing, you play.
I love it. I love it.